I grew up playing the basketball with the boys, so like it's always been physical and feisty, and like that's what it is, and you got to find a way to hold your own.
Caitlin Clark, the electrifying basketball star who has been rewriting records and mesmerizing audiences with stunning performances, has now made an announcement that has shaken the entire sports world. From her thrilling highlights to her magnetic personality, Clark has captured the admiration of millions. But this latest decision has left everyone in shock, wondering what it means for her career, her team, and the league itself. Is this truly the end of something, or just the start of a new chapter? Let's break down Caitlin Clark's unexpected choice that has left fans in disbelief. Clark's career-shaping moment. Back in 2006, when the WNBA season was just 34 games, milestones came and went. Now, Clark has carved headlines of her own. She has announced that she's stepping away from the game until April. That means more than 200 days without the brightest face of the WNBA on the court, and fans are already stunned. Reporter Ryan Ruocco even confirmed it. No overseas basketball, no off-season grind, no camps, absolutely nothing until spring. But this isn't only about recovery. Clark's last appearance ended in controversy. She was taken down hard, tackled to the floor, and unbelievably no foul was called. Instantly, fans went wild online, slamming the league and its officiating standards. How is that not a foul? They asked, then almost bitterly added, oh wait, it's Caitlin Clark. The double standard was glaring, and the basketball community noticed. Social media exploded with fury. Even other players stepped in. We don't want fans degrading us or throwing names at us. One player said, "We come here to hoop. This is our profession, and we love it. But nobody deserves to go to work and deal with that kind of storm on social media." Something's got to change, whether it's the league stepping in, setting rules, whatever. How many more times do we have to deal with this? Meanwhile, Alyssa Thomas voiced her frustrations after the same game. She didn't celebrate the victory. Instead, she called out Fever supporters for slurs and hate, saying she was exhausted by the negativity. But critics noticed the timing. Earlier this year, when Angel Reese had leveled her with a hard foul, Thomas stayed silent, quiet, then outspoken now. And suddenly, it feels like a whole different reaction because Clark was in the middle of it. Now the looming question remains, is Clark's break a career-defining stand? By skipping overseas contracts and refusing extra off-season events like 3-on-3 tournaments, she's drawing a bold line. Her body, her mind, and her legacy matter more than anything else. And soon enough, the league, the Fever, and the fans will feel the absence of their brightest star. Some might be surprised, but the decision fits perfectly. Clark has carried a workload that few could endure. Imagine this, in only 324 days, she played nearly an NBA-length schedule of 81 games, logging close to 3,000 minutes on the hardwood. That's almost unheard of. Just look at her most recent game. This wasn't an ordinary matchup. It was a playoff clash with the Connecticut Sun, one of the most experienced postseason squads in the league. On paper, the Fever were heavy underdogs, but Clark hit the floor like she had something to prove. With the pressure peaking, she dropped 25 points, handed out 9 assists, and single-handedly kept Indiana alive when nearly everyone had counted them out. Still, the box score doesn't even capture what unfolded. Fans sat in awe as Clark orchestrated the entire game. Her vision was flawless, delivering perfect passes, creating open looks, and setting up teammates for wide open shots that frustratingly just didn't fall. How many more times does she have to feed them before somebody finishes? Fans muttered. That night wasn't about points. It was about her extraordinary playmaking ability. She elevated teammates, generated chances that never showed on the stat sheet, and carried Indiana's offense with sheer will. And all this against the Connecticut Sun, one of the league's toughest and most battle-tested teams. From the opening tip, Clark slashed to the rim, drained deep jumpers, and carried herself like she refused to be swallowed by the stage. Every movement screamed confidence. She gave Indiana an actual shot at an upset, and in the process, solidified her place as one of the league's most dangerous forces. Yes, the season ended in disappointment, but what a ride it was. Clark etched her name as one of the brightest, boldest players the WNBA has ever welcomed. From ice-cold scoring bursts to unselfish distributing, she became Indiana's heartbeat, igniting both teammates and fans along the way. This break she's taking isn't only about catching her breath, it's symbolic. The WNBA without Caitlin Clark, even for a short time, is going to feel noticeably different. And now everyone has front row seats to witness just how central she is, not only to Indiana, but to the entire future of women's basketball. Caitlin already stepping into a leadership role for the whole league? Let's examine that. Caitlin Clark dominance. Indiana wasn't just calling plays, they were running everything through her. Think about that. Every single opponent had her circled in their scouting reports. Entire defensive game plans were written specifically to slow her down. Coaches were forced to adjust schemes in real time just to contain her firepower. And still, night after night, she torched them. That right there is the essence of a superstar. And then you add her range. She's not just cashing in three-pointers, she's pulling from distances that make defenders feel helpless. When those shots fall, defenses collapse in desperation, and that's when the lanes open up. With her blazing quickness and surgical ball handling, she cuts through opponents like they don't exist, but her scoring is only half the story. Clark is also one of the sharpest passers in the league. She drops dimes that land perfectly in her teammates' shooting pockets. And the best part, she critiques her own game harder than anyone else ever could. Second words, I feel like I had a solid year, but the best part is knowing I'm only scratching the surface. I pick apart every detail of my game because I want this. Franchise to rise, I want my teammates to grow, and I want to be better for them. There's so much room left for me to improve, and that excites me more than anything. I know before long, we'll be back stronger than ever. That blend of elite shooting and unmatched vision is what separates her. She isn't simply chasing points, she's the complete package. And that's exactly why the whole league keeps their eyes on her. She sees the floor in ways few can. Look at her last game, 9 assists. And truthfully, if teammates had hit even half the wide open shots she set up, she'd have ended with double-digit assists easily. But what defined her season wasn't just buckets or assists, it was her leadership. Despite her age, she became the stabilizer, the voice her teammates leaned on when the pressure was suffocating. Final seconds, game on the line, Clark took the shot. Defensive stand needed, Clark rose to the moment. She wasn't merely filling out a stat line, she was setting the tone. Even when she was frustrated, her competitiveness forced her to push harder. She remembered a moment after missing a three, the ball smacking the backboard and being told it was disrespectful to the game. It reminded her of a technical foul she got in college for muttering, "Damn it." But for Clark, it wasn't about refs, teammates, or opponents. It was her relentless drive for perfection. That fire fueled her harder, strengthened her team, and ultimately made them better. Her mix of cold-blooded scoring and natural leadership is exactly what turned her into one of the WNBA's most vital players this year. After carrying that load, it's no surprise she's pausing now. Many WNBA athletes spend winters overseas, playing grueling schedules for extra income. Clark, however, is taking a smarter path. No constant flights, no exhausting double games, no never-ending grind. Just rest. A chance for her body and mind to reset. Could she truly shoulder the league's weight by herself this year? Let's see. Caitlin Clark, rookie year. The WNBA schedule is unrelenting. Watching her first season was like a roller coaster. Packed. With peaks, struggles, and defining moments. The Indiana Fever bowed out of the postseason after a 2-game sweep by the Connecticut Sun, but the season made one thing clear. Clark's impact on the professional stage was enormous. She proved that the dominance she showed at Iowa translates seamlessly into the pros.